Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Tuesday, November 14th, 2017. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is up 3.11% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 6555.05, with a high of 66.39 and a low of 63.62. That's $1 for 15,134 Satoshis. Later in the show, we'll have question answer time, so stay tuned and get your questions ready. Bottom in place, Bitcoin's price needs to consolidate. Bitcoin is holding its ground, but it may fall back to $5,000 a coin, depending on its next move. You got to keep an eye on the moving address, or the moving average, the MA, whatever it is, according to CoinDesk. China Bitcoin crackdown to extend to low-cost mining. Will China crack down on the electricity, that cheap electricity that makes low-cost Chinese mining possible? Maybe, according to one report, which panicked the Bitcoin market today. However, later in the day, the Chinese power provider denied the Bitcoin mining ban, saying that they would not be denying powers to certain areas and certain zones, cutting off the miners. Story developing. Later in the show, we'll have let's do hot tweets now. Look at the size of all those blocks that BCH code is pumping out. And then Russell said, are these blocks for ants? Every time I come back from VR, it's like I come back from another place. I played Star Trek again, was killed several times. Challenging game, said Mad Bitcoins. Pirate Beach Bum shared his interview with Leonardo de Barros, who runs Bitcoin Venezuela. Read a first-hand account of what the Bitcoin market in Venezuela is like from someone who lives there. Check it out on @MadBitcoins Twitter or @PirateBeachBum. There's the article itself, which also mentions the World Crypto Network. He gets his news from the World Crypto Network and Andreas Antonopoulos. Very cool stuff. We've got viewers in Venezuela. And Adam Back. Bitcoin is not defined by the longest chain, nor the most worked chain. If that were the case, it would have flip-flopped the definition to BCH, then NMC, then back to BTC, etc. It's a good time to clear up these misunderstandings before the ETFs, or we'll have structural flaws. Tur de Meester. The first Mt. Gox employee, Carpelas, kept 430,000 Bitcoin in a hot wallet. No backup plan. If Mark died, all the Bitcoins were lost. Mark that was 4 years ago. That was 2015, 3 years ago that Tur quoted that. And now reminding us again with more details. Mark had only one bank account shared with Mt. Gox's customer deposits. When asked by employees how Gox spent more money than it made, $150,000 a day, his answer was simple. My grandmother lives in a castle in Switzerland. Quite a story. I also want to give a shout out to the new episode of Bit by Bit, where they play Minecraft and talk about Bitcoin. I've got a guest star on this show. It sounds great. And we're welcoming Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, to the World Crypto Network family. Adam's daily YouTube show will be on the World Crypto Network iTunes stream, which you could subscribe for right here on iTunes. Check it out. Get all the podcasts that you want. And bonus content, we're joined by Jimmy Song for a check of the current technology conditions. How's it going, Jimmy Song?
It's going great. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, obviously. Bitcoin Cash is making some noise after the 2x cancellation. There's it pumped over the weekend. It's come back down. They had the hard fork that removed the emergency difficulty adjustment and made it a more continuous one that's based on the past 144 blocks and how long that took. It seems to be running more or less reasonably, although at least when I checked this morning, there were like 8 blocks found in 5 hours or something like that. So not exactly like blazing speed over there. And they still have the problem because they're using median time passed instead of the block time, and so everything's like delayed by 6 blocks, which can potentially take like several hours. But basically, the idea is that they are going to adjust their difficulty a lot quicker and make it about the same level of profitability as Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash. And miners will have to adjust their algorithms because right now Bitcoin is heavily trafficked, and there's the fees are pretty high right now. So for a miner, it makes a lot more sense to mine Bitcoin, even if Bitcoin Cash looks a little bit more profitable because they get a lot more fees out of it. Let's see. I talked about Bitcoin Cash Plus on my show this morning. It's a hard fork of Bitcoin, it looks like. That's coming January 2nd. It's doing everything exactly the same as Bitcoin Cash, except a proof of work change to Equihash, which is what Bitcoin Gold is using. And Bitcoin Gold continues to sort of strum along. But yeah, those are sort of the things going on. We still have the SegWit 2x hard fork possibility, and that looks like it will come on Friday due to a lot of hash power having left and come back and stuff like that to Bitcoin. It was originally supposed to be like tomorrow, but it's been delayed out as a result of all of these delays. So yeah, that's where we are.
So going back to this Bitcoin, what was it? Bitcoin Cash Plus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as a software developer, is the way to get into the Bitcoin industry just to randomly code your own fork of Bitcoin? Is everyone going to see this as a beacon, and then Bitcoin would switch to this new fork?
I think it's going to be a lot like ICOs in the sense that people are going to figure out, oh my God, I can make so much money doing this. And people will come, right? Even right now, Bitcoin Gold, they haven't listed it on CoinMarketCap, but I think it'd be in the top 10, just being worth $200 a coin or something like that. And very few. You look at the Bitcoin Gold Block Explorer. There's like maybe 5 transactions per block. It's really, really low throughput there, but that's even a coin that's that little traffic used or has that little utility is still getting a pretty good price. So I imagine Bitcoin hard forks more of them are coming. Bitcoin Silver is in the works, I think. Obviously 2x may end up with a hard fork. There's some rumors that I discussed this morning about how 30% of the mining hash power might actually be offline right now, getting ready for 2x. And we were hypothesizing that perhaps they were holding that back in order to attack the minority chain, but that's not likely anymore. But given the mining news, it might be that some people were front running that news, and that all that hash power may be in transit to other countries where power may be cheaper or something like that. So a lot of stuff going on. I mean, this week is going to be really eventful. It already has been to a large degree. We've had so many things happen. So yeah, I mean, stay tuned and let's see what happens.
All right, well, stay tuned. That's quite a lot happening, and we need things like Eric Lombroso's non-custodial Bitcoin fork automatic seller program, other things. I do want to predict right now that whichever wallet figures out how to be the one to provide a lot of services to these forks will be a very successful wallet. They could even take a percentage each time. Free ideas right here. And now it's question answer time. Question answer time. Okay, so let's go down the chat. Why is there any dislikes? Why is there one dislike? I don't know. People need to stop disliking the video. Some people just like to dislike things because they're part of a bot army and they're reporting videos. This guy says, all the coins prices are charging up because of BTC. When is BTC going to go up? Traditionally, it only goes up when I sell some. So you have to keep a track of what I'm doing. Maybe if you sell some, it'll cause it to go up. or if you buy some, it'll cause it to go down. They want, what is a healthy pullback? We've got a question for Jimmy. What could a significant loss in hash power, e.g. China, actually mean? So if they did shut off the power to China, what would happen?
Well, first of all, those companies would hurry to sell their equipment or something like that. But more for the network, it means slower blocks, both for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, most likely.
Why is that new fork from Bitcoin and not Bitcoin Cash?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them. The people that created the website, we don't know much about that.
Do you think Bitcoin is taxable like income, or is it a non-factor since it's not considered legal tender?
I'm not your accountant. You should go ask your accountant. I'm not giving tax advice.
Wait, is 2x still happening? Does that make it B plus or BC plus plus? What's next for BCH? Trezor is listing Bitcoin Gold. When is Trezor listing Bitcoin Gold? There are 4 dislikes.
Yeah, Bitcoin Gold, I don't know. You'd have to ask Trezor. I haven't heard anything.
Haven't heard anything on Bitcoin Gold, but we can ask everyone to subscribe to the World Crypto Network podcast on iTunes. We're going to have this show and other shows and lots of other shows. Check it out, updated daily with new audio files. For all you audio files, for anyone watching the video, you could donate now to the QR code on your screen. Make sure to give us a like and a share and subscribe down below if it's your first time here. Jimmy, anything to say in closing?
No, I mean, it's going to be an eventful week. So, you know, tune into to this channel and everything else because, you know, things are going to happen and they're moving faster than we can keep up.
We'll be back tomorrow. Until next time, bye-bye.